Maybe? Yes, we are. Now we are. Hello, 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 everybody. So now we are going to hear Natty's introduction.
Yes, you already know me, I think, Martin, too. I'm from Fortaleza. Uh, I think Márcio didn't know yet. Now I have a cat, Márcio. I named him Gohan. He is trying to kill my daughter. He is the terrorist. He's, he's trying to kill my dog, Kika. I'm trying to do the became best friends.
Yeah, that's really hard. I wish
Yeah.
you the best on your journey, and I hope even it's a white cat. I'm afraid of white cats. They are so, I don't know, they seem really untouchable. I don't know.
No, he's a little bit crazy. Sometimes he's running for the house, but he likes to be with us. He likes to touch and kind of things. But he's a little bit
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
that's a good guy. So let's finally start the conversation. Question number one, do you feel comfortable around foreigners? Do you not? Do you feel weird? What do you feel? Let's suppose, I don't know, somebody speaking a different language, like on your side.
Uh, for me, it's okay. I don't care where people from. If the person treat me well, I will treat them well too. But if they treat me worse, we will fight. I don't know. I don't care the place the person is from. I mean, it's just another person.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Marcy? Do you feel?
Yeah, I'm comfortable about this situation, but uh, when our country receives the foreigners, uh, have one problem about the difference, the culture. In the last year, for example, the problems in the Venezuela, a lot of people move for Brazil. In the another state is Roraima, and the others, a lot of people come the Venezuela. Another problem about the Afghanistan. A lot of people came here in Brazil, the Afghanistan. This is a conflict in the culture. It is normal. For example, the Afghanistan is totally different the culture here in Brazil. For example, at the beach, the girls use bikini. It's common. The people use, I forgot sunga. The Afghanistan, another culture, not exist the clothes. The Venezuela, I don't know about the where the people live there, but as different. It's common. In my case, for example, I have the experience, the difference, the culture, because I lived during 7 years in the Paraná state here in Brazil. There, I see the difference because the weather, the culture, the same, the state, in several moments. It is cause a conflict. But for me, I don't have problem since I talk about this situation because the people the another culture is necessary adapt here in Brazil because the population here in Brazil is the main. When exists this situation, it is possible this conflict, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I do feel comfortable around foreigners too, but I feel like there's a feeling of, I don't know, the need to know where they came from, what language they speak. When somebody speak like in Portuguese, but they have an accent, and I'm like, oh, where's that person come? But it's not like judging them. I just try to guess and try to imagine, and I find it really interesting. Even when in my job, we receive like foreign people from a lot of country. I try to see how they speak Portuguese or how they react uh, when we say something different. And I don't know, it's kind of cool to know how the cultures, you know, um, in the process of this shock of culture, one speak like this, one use expressions different from we, or maybe when they try to translate in Portuguese. I find it really interesting, but not in the sense of judging them. It's more like observing them and getting to know where they are from, or I don't know, it's just a thing. So the next question asks, if we accept a large number of immigrants in our country, there will be no jobs for the native citizens. Is that true? Are immigrants and refugees a threat to Brazil? What do you think, Marcio?
Yeah, about this question, this is a big problem. The man here in Brazil, because here exists the big number, the people are looking for one job. Today, I see in the news, the website, 7 million the people employment here in Brazil this moment. Another people de another countries coming here is more people for the fight about the one job. This is a big problem because in the US exists this problem in a long time. The foreigners try uh, entering the US for the are looking for one job, but a lot of people during the year this happening certainly have a problem about the job for the citizen. Here in Brazil, the problem exists. The citizen, Brazilian citizen have a difficulty to get one job. More people is more fight about one vacancy. In my opinion.
Yeah, what's your opinion, I think?
Uh, I think in Brazil probably could be a problem because here we don't have this culture that jobs that people don't want it. So if you are in needed, you work whatever you find. But in other places like the USA and in Europe, I don't think this is true because we saw the immigrants, they do a work that the citizens don't want. So they will wash the dishes and working cleaning the streets. It's things that the who is the native of the country don't want to do this. So how they are stealing works, jobs that the person don't want it? Doesn't make sense. Yesterday I was finished a book. It's passed in 1989. It's about in the USA and how they treat the Chinese in this period because they receive a lot of Chinese to work in the mines and they just started to kill the Chinese because they think they are stealing her jobs and things like this. Was a very sad book and more sad because it's true. This really happened in the past in the USA and with the Chinese people.
Yeah, yeah. I think somehow I agree with you, but at the same time, I feel like they shouldn't be a threat to us as their people, but at the same time, what about us? But it's really complicated to say they can apply for the same jobs that we are able to. But in our case, I think Brazil don't receive a lot of immigrants. We don't have a problem like receiving a lot of people or maybe trying to control the border of our country in order to avoid people come without identification. Of course, there is people that comes here with no documents, with no legal processes. They just enter in the country through places that are not really kind to them. But I don't know, I think we have a capability to employ all these people, but at the same time, if we look at us, there's a lot of people without a job. There's a lot of people in poor condition. So Brazil is not an interesting country to look for if you are maybe looking for something better. Of course, there is countries that are worse than us. Some countries are in war, so people have no option than leave. They need to leave the country in order to survive. So comparing situations, there's always somebody in some country that lives in a situation worse than we do. So, but I'm not sure. I think we have space for people, and I hope that I don't know people believe that because I don't know, it's so complicated. We're a big country, and if we compare the size of the country with the population, there are a lot of spaces that can be occupied by people because there are small countries in terms of the extension that have more population than us. So I think it is possible. So question number three, where does xenophobia come from? I think it comes from a really dark place in our heart. And at the same time, I think it comes from um, society in the sense of nationality, nationalism, because we are Brazilian, so the other is different. And because of that, it shouldn't be here. There's a place for us. And I think a lot of, I don't know, beliefs or a lot of how the world was constructed, it influences us to think like that. Because if we look to a map, there are the lines, and here's a country, here's the other country, and people, because of their culture, or maybe because of their traditions, because the way they live, they're different from us than us. And you know, that's really complicated, but it comes from bad people, evil people, or maybe people who believe too much in nationalism, or I don't know what to think, not to. Where does it come from?
Um, I think come from a stupid idea of superiority from each others. So if you thinking about Hitler, he believed the German was the best, and the others was not. How can I say? They don't. They can live in the same country, and he lose the war, but until now has some people that agree with he talked in 1945. So I think it's more about idea. Someone that is crazy and stupid and evil start to terminate this idea, and other people, I don't know, started to believe it.
Yes, I think it makes a lot of sense. People like they organize themselves in a group in which they identify as superior, and they try to see bad or I don't know, things that are inferior in another different group because of the race, because of the country that they came from, because of their culture, their religion. So that's really interesting point. What's your point, Marcio, about question number three?
About question number 3, I agree with us. I believe it is the uh, consequence, the fights in the past. For example, in my case, I had the opportunity to visit the Paraguay and the Argentina. There, I have a fear when I was a foreign in another country because the rules, the policy, the problems in another country. Here in Brazil is common. I call the policy. I look at one hour. For example, I have one problem in the another country. I have a fear because it is more difficult to resolve one problem. I think is the name is xenophobia. Uh, because the fight in the past and the people travel another country, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Question number 4, it's about patriotism lead to xenophobia, and I think it can somehow. Let's talk about a situation that we have here in our country, Brazil versus Argentina. You know, there are soccer involved in this, and people that identify themselves as truly Brazilians, they support our team, and I don't know, somehow they fight each other because of that, because we're better, or maybe they're better, and they try to insult the other based in things they're different, or maybe trying to see um, problems in the country and saying it like, oh, Argentina is worse than Brazil. Argentina is dying, or maybe people from there are not smart, or we are stronger than them in terms of military capability, of industry and also technology. And I don't know, I think it can somehow, because we are so us, we are so Brazilians that the other that are not Brazilian and are not a people from the USA, for an example, from Europe, they're not good enough to be compared to us. And I think it can. Do you think it can lead to xenophobia, Marcia?
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a great example about the soccer in the Argentina Brazil, in Brazil. Here, the feeling about the patriotism in the past, it is more have more force a long time is a little. The another government, Bolsonaro, talk a lot about the patriotism, uh, have a force again. A lot of people here in Brazil fight uh, uh, with another person, another people, they are not accounting about our country. But here is a Pacific place here in Brazil. Is common. A lot of people living here, different country. The patriotism is common. The citizen have your patriotism, but respect the the in the first. That's it.
Yes, I agree with you. What about you, Nachi?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Countries that have this sense of patriotism is more xenophobic than the other places. You can see this in the USA. You saw in the movies, they always have the flag in the house, and for them, the United States is the best country in the world. So people that want to go there suffer like Trump wanted to build a wall to Mexican don't pass. And here in Brazil, we don't see this very much. We are more friendly with people from other countries. Even these things with Argentina, I think it's more like a rivalry from soccer than other things because when Argentinians are here, I think they are treated well. We don't see news about, I don't know, they are um, treated worse or has fighting with them just because they are here in Brazil. I think it's just a stupid rivalry.
Yeah, yeah, it can be. But there are some like situations and cases in which Brazilians that go to Argentina and suffer from a lot of racism and xenophobia and prejudice to be Brazilian, and it can be really complicated.
But I think it's
So
more in Argentina because they think
yeah,
they are the country for Europe. They
yes,
the
I feel that too.
European of the South America.
As and in fact, there are more white people in there, more people from other countries. I'm not saying that they are European, but they do
They
identify
think
themselves.
so.
Yeah, they think so. Why do some individuals experience stronger feelings of xenophobia than others? Why not?
I think this is depends the way you are raised because I think you are raised for people that treat everyone well and teach you to respect the person, whatever they are from or whatever who they are. It's common you becoming a citizen that don't care about this. But if you are raised by someone that is prejudiced and xenophobic or other phobias, it's common you be the same way.
Yeah, I think I agree. What about you, Marcia?
Yeah, about this question, it's common the people, the country where exists the problem is have a strong xenophobia. For example, about the coronavirus, the people live in the China when travel another country, it's common have a xenophobia. The another people have a fear the person transmit another food. Another problem is the person Iraque and the faixa de Gaza is comum suffer the xenophobia because the historic problems about the war in the country, in the homem, bombman, I forgot the name, bombman. I believe when have more problem in your country, when you travel another country, is more strong the feeling the xenophobia in the another person. Nowadays, I believe is the China and the Iraq and the faixa de Gaza is more problem when travel another country.
Yeah. I think I agree too. There are some nationalities and some cultures that are different from the Western, like the European, the USA, from us, let's suppose the people from Asian countries that are live under circumstances of I don't know, religion, it's really stronger. They need to follow the rules. And maybe the way they dress, we judge. And I think their food as well, and the way they speak, the way the society is built, thinking of the roles of the man and the woman and the family as a whole. So I think the cultures, they're different from the Western side of the world. They suffer more when they go to another countries, and especially the ones that lives under, I don't know, bad circumstances such as war or some, I don't know, terrorist, for an example. People believe that people from, I don't know, Iraq or maybe from some countries in Africa, they are evil people. They're, I don't know, dangerous to us, and they could, I don't know, they have something bad in their blood. People believe this just because they came from a place they're not really peaceful to live. And I think some of them experience that xenophobia more, because we think that they will be in a certain way just because they lived or they have family or I don't know, friends. They're attached to a country that don't have like the capability to contain the war, to contain the inequalities, and to, I don't know, solve the problems of the population. So we judge them a lot. So question number 7 is really interesting, and it talks about this, but in a really, I don't know, historical way. Do you think the reputation, I think this question is really, it's not good worded. Do you think the reputation Portugal has among Brazilians is justified? Do Brazilians and Portuguese dislike each other? Not it.
Um, I don't know if Brazilians don't like Portuguese, but I think Portuguese don't like Brazilians. Now has a lot of Brazilian that decide to go to Portugal, and you can see in the news the people there are not happy with this because I don't know, they don't like us. And for me, it doesn't make sense because they started this many years ago when they decided to uh, take the land from the Indians. So now I think they have to accept it as it's like the payback.
Yes, I think just like I want revenge. I want them to feel what we felt in the past. Not we, but the people that lived in here. And it's really curious to see this because they consume a lot of Brazilian culture. They watch telenovelas, they listen to our music, they eat to our food, they consume like celebrities from our country, and people from Brazil play a lot in there. Our popular artists are in there playing, doing concerts, and they're really famous in there, but we don't consume culture from Portugal. We don't listen to Portugal music. We have ours, and I like that. But talking
I
about the
think
question,
it's because this they don't like us. It's jealous. We much more
yeah,
relevant than that. I don't know if you saw a video that Cristiano Ronaldo was received in Japan with samba, and they was okay. That song is not from my country,
yeah,
but I'm here.
yeah, they probably searched like Portuguese culture and ended up consuming a Brazilian one, which is really good. I like that. But I don't think it's justified. And I don't think we dislike each other that much. I think they have a xenophobia against us because of our country, because we speak the same language as them, but in a different way. And we're from a country that was a colony before, but now we're not better than them in terms of economy, of course, but we're not so dependent. We're not really attached to them in terms of we need Portugal to live. Of course, there are many collaborations in a lot of sectors in our economy, but it's not like we need them to breathe. But I don't know. What do you think, Marcy? Do you have a theory or something like this?
So about this question, I disagree. The sentence. I think this is a Pacific country. I like a lot the Portuguese. Inside the Portugal, a lot of Brazilian people live there, work there. Here exists a lot of the people from the Portugal live here, work here. I believe it is more the question the politics about the Brazilian in Portugal, but the Portugal not is the main partner here in Brazil about the business because the Brazilian have a business in another country nowadays. Our President Lula is visiting Macron in the France, is to reach another business. Here in Brazil is comum. The business, the France, USA, the China, the Portugal is a little the currency. About it, the people live distant. The here more about the tourism. When the Portuguese visit here, about the tourism, the Brazilian visit there the tourism, e another que movie about the job. But about the historical civilization, Portugal and Brazil, a lot of people looking for a job in Portugal about the earning in euro, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, let's go to question number 6. Do you feel attached to your country? In other words, does it feel great to know that you are Brazilian? Yes, in my case, yes. I like being Brazilian. I like speaking Portuguese. I like eating our food. I like our people in the sense of personality and culture. I like how we express with, like how we interact with each other, and I just like it. Of course, there are some Brazilians that I'm really sometimes embarrassed to know that they are born in the same country that I was and I were actually. But I think it is really great to know that I'm Brazilian, and I wouldn't change nothing if I could. Of course, I'm not saying this like, yeah, maybe I would, but I wouldn't have the vision that I have today, like for life. But I don't know. Not do you? How do you feel about
We
this
can
question?
love Brazil, but try to change the
Yes.
security and the
Yeah.
politicians. Just these two things. Let's continue with the food and the happiness of our people and just the best things. I'm very grateful to was born in Brazil. I used to read books from other countries, and I read a lot of books that, especially in Nigeria and India, and the women's rights there is much worse than in Brazil. In Brazil, it's not easy to be a woman, but I saw that has other countries that is very worse than here. So every time I read this, I thank God that I was born here in Brazil.
Yeah, I feel like that sometimes too, especially when it comes to, I don't know, sexuality. We are not really open-minded to everything. It's not safe to be outside, but still, it's not that bad in terms of when we compare to another places, it's not that bad, but it's not great as well. What do you think, Marcio? Would you change your nationality? Would you like to
No,
be okay?
no. In my case, I'm attached the Brazil because Haiti is a big country, a beautiful country, a lot of beaches, a lot of seats, the beautiful seats, the Pacific country, another the weather in the south is a cold, in the north is a hot, here in the middle. Um, Maybe a lot of points about your um, visit, the tourism, Pantanal, Amazon, um, Chapada Diamantina, e other beaches here in Brazil. I like a lot my country, but uh, exist several problems in the long time about the government. Uh, this country is a rich country, but the government not administration whether a long time. This have a big problem about the I forgot inflação and the desemprego and the another thing. But your civilization is have a big force about the work a lot. In the futuro, I wait the country is the best, is the better in the futuro, but it's necessary a lot of people chose the best your politician here in Brazil. But I like a lot my country.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't understand why some people, especially people from the south of Brazil, they want to separate from us. There's a lot of inter movements, and they're like, they want to be a different country because they're culturally different. They have their own way to survive, their own economy, and they want a business with another countries, and they want to be different from us. I just don't understand why, because we're so amazing. And yeah, especially people from the north, when they go to the south, they experience the not a xenophobia, but something like prejudice against their region, against their state. And it's really, I don't know, tough to think that even here inside of the same country, people suffer from, prejudice because of the place that they're from, even live in the same country. So yes, let's go to
About
eight.
about about this movement, the separate the South here in Brazil. Is a force one moment in the I forgot deputados e senadores. It's true, and in the South, existe more desenvolvement about the industry and the another thing. I live there during 7 years. I see the agriculture and the industrial organization is more in the South, but I believe it is necessary the people chose the better your representative in the government, because it is a unique country in the Brazil. It's the best for all.
Yeah, but it's really just to end at this topic, it's really tricky to think of the situation of the South because they have a lot of things depending to regions in here in the north, like Mato Grosso. There's a lot of farmer from there that have a large area of plantations and things in here in Mato Grosso in the north. And in the past, we had politics to migrate those people to their regions. So technically, they occupied this to make people white and to bring the culture to them because we have a lot of black people and indigenous people in the past here in our country. So they depend to us to be richer. So it's really, I don't know, weird. how we explore each other inside of our country. So, is xenophobia a learned behavior? Is it or is it a or? I can see the question. Ah, is xenophobia a learned behavior, or is it partly based on instinct or evolutionary factors? What do you think, Nachi? Do we learn to be like just like that?
Yes, I think it's something that we learned with our parents or people around us. Because if you look for kids, they are very, how can I say, it's like an angel. They don't care from the other people are from. They don't care about the sexuality. They don't care about nothing. They are just a blank space, and you are feel with our own behavior. So I think it's something that we learn. Unfortunately, a lot of kids learn bad things like this one, but I don't believe that's the instinct.
Yes, I agree with you. I think we learn all the time. We reflect what the adults think and do, and that's really sad because really, I don't know, sooner and sooner kids learn bad things, and that's really scare me sometimes because what's going to happen in the future? Now they have access to everything, like technology and those things, so it's really complicated to control it. But Marcio, what's your opinion? You have kids.
Yeah. Uh, I think about this question number 80, the behavior is caused the news, the historical about the country. I said about the Afghanistan, the China, the faixa de Gaza, Iraq. It's a long history about the problems in this country. It's common. The citizen Brazilian have a xenophobia about this country because I see in the news, in the internet, the problems in another country, the food, the warm, and another things. When the citizen come here in Brazil, is common suffer the xenophobia, and the people have this behavior about the news, manipulate your mind about the impression another situation. For example, when you watch the news about the violence in your street, in your city, you have your fear. They go out your house because the fear they happening something with you. The another people, the another country, I think is the same. The news about the problems in the another country when the person come here, the population have a fear about these problems. In my opinion, about it.
Yeah, yeah, that was a perfect answer. And it makes a relation with question number 10. What role do media and education play in mitigating or exacerbating xenophobia? I think it's what you said about they choose what they want to show to people and how they want to show it to people. And it's when we see on television, on the internet, and we're just seeing a part of this. We don't get to see everything. And maybe, let's suppose it's a company from certain country notifying something from another country. If they don't have a good relation, this company will certainly not talk about good things regarding the situation of the another country. So yes, media is really important. Do you want to compliment something, Marcia? Do you want to add something?
Yeah, about this question, number 10, I remember in the past the government temer one problem about the paper in the meat, the popular here in Brazil, carne com papelão. This problem is the media and the communication. I forgot espalha. The news about it. Another country stopped the commerce with the Brazil about the meat because the problem in the paper in the meat. But one problem is isolate problem the uh, media alarm me a lot. The government temer is necessário ask the media, the communication here in Brazil stopped the news about the carne de papelão because it lost the business with another country.
Yeah, that was an interesting situation. Thank you for sharing, Matthew. Nachi, what do you think about the question number 10 that we were talking about?
Yeah, no, I agree with you that something media is they show what they wanted, what will be more advantage for them because in the end they are a company and has someone uh, behind them and they want to be get advantage of something and get more money.
Yes, even now we can say this, like the Ukraine situation versus Russia. And we're not talking about this anymore because there are some conflict more interesting or more valuable that we are looking for it. So the media, like like a person said, is it still happening? Somebody asked me, I don't remember who was the person. I think it was my boyfriend. He asked, is it still happening, the war between Russia and Ukraine? And I said yes. And he said, oh, I didn't know people stopped talking about this, and it was a really interesting example. So guys, we have to end the conversation because there's no time to keep talking about this. This was actually a part two of the previous conversation in the last week because we talked about, I don't remember, I think it was about immigration, and now it's about um, xenophobia, and I think it's related, the two subjects. And then the next conversation, I don't remember what we will talk about, but it should be a great topic. I'm gonna try to bring something different, something more funny or more sad, because it's my how I'm
Funny,
feeling
no,
now.
no sad thing.
Okay. Okay, I'll try. So, please say something for me to talk about in the feedback. Say like something that you want to talk about. Please, Nachi. Please, I need topics. You too, Marcio. Say something for me to talk about. I'm saying this for sure. Like I'll try my best to do immersion based on your opinions. Okay.
Okay.
So.
Okay,
Finally, I want to say thank you, Nacho, and thank you, Masha, for coming. And I hope to see you
okay,
again here, okay?
Bye bye.
okay.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye,